You read in the book of Job, he spouts back to God. It's confounding to me. I'm like, Lord, if I was you on that day, there'd be no more devil. I'd have just... God says, have you considered my servant Job? That he's completely and wholly righteous, and there ain't no one like Job. And the devil quips right back, Job, righteous? You kidding me? He's spouting back to God as if he's correcting and adjusting God. And God's so humble and so amazing, he's just standing there letting him talk because he's going to write it all down so one day we read it hoping we believe and see and understand. So he's got it all recorded, and then we misunderstand the book probably more than any book in the Bible. Is the book of Job, fought over and argued over, and probably whole churches have started over the arguments of Job. Probably 5 different churches sprung out of the book of Job. If I can paraphrase what the devil says, and you go back and read it, and you'll see I'm not embellishing this. He's telling God the only reason Job is living the way he is because you hedged him on every side and protected him and made him fat in the land. And of course he's blessing you. He's reciprocal. If you bless men, men will bless you. But if they ain't blessed, they ain't blessing you. And that's when he said, if you take all these things you gave him from him, you'll see his true colors. Watch what he said about you. He will curse you to your face just like every other man. What's he saying? I've been messing with men from the first day. I messed with Eve. I got Adam, and I've been doing it ever since. Men are pushovers. All they care about is themselves. Love you? Are you kidding me? Love you? They don't love you. Get a grip. They need you. And there's a big difference. And if they don't believe you're pulling your weight and doing them right, they ain't doing you right. This thing is reciprocal. It ain't love. It ain't relational. Cut me a break, Job, righteous. That's what he's paraphrasing if you read it. You know, Job misunderstood. His friends didn't have a clue. But in the next time the devil and God talked, he said, have you considered my servant Job, that he hasn't cursed me even though all these calamities have come upon him? The devil didn't even hesitate. He just quipped right back, skin for skin. He's like, I ain't impressed with Job. Look, skin for skin. A man, this is what he said, a man will give anything to save his own life. And you know what? Most of the time he's right. And you got to make sure he ain't where you're concerned. Ain't that something? Why would the devil arrogantly spout back to God, all-knowing, all-wise, omnipotent, almighty God? The devil lost his position because God said you can't have it, and he can't get it back. He's just wandering to and fro on the earth. Somehow he's standing before the Lord on the day of the sons of God, standing before the Lord. Don't totally understand all of it, but somehow he's in the room with God. And he's quipping back and snapping back as if he's instructing God and as if he has God figured out and if he knows something. But what he's boasting in most is, I know one thing, God, I've been watching these men ever since you put them on the earth. They pushovers. Not one of them loves you, and they all love themselves. They don't love each other. It's all about them. And when the rubber meets the road, they'll do anything to save their own life. And what's the gospel all about? Denying yourself, dying, and giving up your own life. Now, if that's why you came into Christianity to give up your life, you would never be mad at God, wouldn't even be tempted, you wouldn't be discouraged, you wouldn't give up on prayer, and you wouldn't say the gospel ain't working for you, and you wouldn't be wondering when you're going to catch your break and get your fair shake and where the blessing of God has been. You're just going to be pursuing on what he looks like in your moment and how you can manifest him more in whatever you're going through. You would never, ever know how to be discouraged if it wasn't about you. I said that with a smile. Come on, you can't deny that. If it wasn't about you, you couldn't be discouraged. Did you ever hear anybody get mad at God? Did you hear anybody ever say, well, you don't know what I've been through. When I get to heaven, I got a few things to ask the Lord. You ain't asking him nothing. You ain't even going to get halfway there, and you're going to step into such a realm of light In wisdom, you're going to go, oops, duh. You think you're going to stand before the Lord someday? I'd have believed in you if it wasn't for my spouse. You ain't even going to be able to think that, let alone say it, because you'll know it was a lie. And when I say it, you know it ain't going to work on that day. So why would you let it steal one day now? Why does it work now if it ain't going to work then? Why would you let it work now and use it as an excuse to not be in faith, not be surrendered, and not follow Jesus?